Hello, my name is Patricia. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States and specifically in Alaska. Today I am going to show you in the annual catalog, May 2021 to April 2022, one of those little hidden gems that's so easy to miss. And I have thoroughly enjoyed playing with it. But I'm going to show you some little tricks and hints and things that might help you save a little bit of paper, because I used a fair bit of paper playing around with it. So, and I would really encourage you to play around with it. It's a lot of fun. But the stamp set, or excuse me, the die that I'm talking about is the one that made this card right here. And it's on page, this one is on page 57, and it's also, I marked it for myself, here on page 163. It's called Give a Whirl. And this is what it looks like. Whoops, that's the one we're going to use. That's not this one. Okay. And Give a Whirl is the name of the dies, and these are all the dies that come in the set, a lot of them. This particular one is your base, and you're going to use it to cut the base of your card. Oops, we got a little stuck there. Okay. I have not put the card together yet because I want to show you some of the mechanics of it. And we're not going to actually make the whole card. I'm going to show you how I did it though. And like I said, to help you not make some mistakes. But this is the front of the card. Let me put it back on my base. And you twirl this little side piece so that you can see each of the little pictures. So this is the base that cuts that. And it will cut a third of a window, a circle, we're going to do that one here in just a second, a heart, or a rectangle. Okay, so you've got three different types of windows in your base card, you know, the front, what's going to eventually be the front of your card. Now, I'll tell you what I did when I made this one is I cut the base out like this, and then I decided I wanted a DSP, or a designer series paper, on the front of that, and so I cut it separately. My suggestion is to take your piece that you're going to cut, and this, by the way, is, let me measure it for you, 5 1/4 by 4. And 5 1/4 by 4 will perfectly cut this base right there. Okay, it will perfectly cut that. Now, what you can do is you need to decide which one of these windows you want. And let's say I want the circle. That's the one we're going to cut. I am going to put it under and line up these two pieces, those circles. Can you see that? There are two circles there, and I'm going to line them up so that they match. And I can decide anywhere along this that I want them. Now, I would not advise cutting under this piece here. If you want it under that, you just really want it right there. So it would end up being under that cross piece. That cross piece isn't cutting anything, but it's still there, and it's going to make a deeper impression, etc., when you've got another piece of metal under there. So if you're going to do that, I would suggest cutting this and then match this up to the hole that will be in your base piece and cutting this. Okay, but I'm going to put it, let's put it over there. That works for me. Okay, but before I do that, I need to get this glued together, because if, like I started to say a minute ago, if you don't glue these together, then you're going to end up having, and you want to get right in those corners so that everything stays together, and around where that circle is going to be. So I'm going to put this on, I'm going to put it on the other side. Put this on here just like this, and I want it about right there. So I'm going to put some good glue across here. Okay, so those will stay together. All right, so let's bring, oh, we got to put our paper together. Let's put our paper on there, and I am going to match up the sides, and I put it down on the desk so that matches up the best it can. Okay, all well and good. Let's move these things out of the way so I can bring my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine over. And I do have the standard or the larger size, and I want this to be the front. So I need to put it in like this. I'm going to get it as close to that corner as I can because I didn't line it up exactly right. Get it on there. There we go. Get my top piece. Put that on here. If you do not know how to use the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, there is another video to show you how to use that. And roll it on through. There we go. And now I have my piece. Now, because I did not put my little circle on there, I need to cut it. And so we're going to put it, line up my circles, put it back on here. Now I could have run both of them through at the same time, like I said a minute ago. I'm going to rotate that. Whoops, I think I got them. Static electricity moved it. There we go. And run it again. That way I don't have to worry about things not being lined up. Okay, and there's my little piece. Okay, now I have those cut and ready to go. Let me put all this out of the way. I love our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because it has such a small footprint when you fold those up, and then I store mine with the plates underneath. So, back to this. The next piece I have on here is my dial piece. I've got to have a dial piece, and I've already cut it for us. But you'll notice on this, it does have that little hole in here to match up to this hole. Okay, so that it'll go through there. Now I'm just holding it so it is moving off. But when I cut that, you'll notice there are these bar pieces. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but there is an imprint of those bar pieces on here. Now I could, let me show you the other pieces that are in the die before I put it away, because we're not really going to look at this anymore. There are the clouds, some stars, a number of hearts. This piece right here will cut 3 different little sizes to cover up that hole. If you wanted to do that, I'll show you how I covered mine up in a minute. There are also some arrows to help direct the receiver how to, move the little scroll. There's also this that makes a nice little cover if you want to cut out a little scalloped circle to cover up the hole, or not the hole, but the viewing window. All right, so let's get these out of the way. It's a great set. Okay, let's come back to this one. So you'll notice I have this going this direction on my card, my little scroll. Stuff is trying to fall on me. I have it going this way. Does it matter? I don't think so. I can't see any difference in having it on this side, So put my little scrolly jobber in there. having it on this side or having it on this side. But I'll tell you what happened is I made a mistake and I put my grass on the bottom, and so that's why it's over here on the left. Doesn't really matter. So you know what I have found is you can make all of your mistakes not mistakes if you just go with it. Go with the flow. Make it work, you know? So that's the way I did that one. So let's go ahead and now make our wheel, because there are some things you'll want to know about how to do that as well. I like using we also use the snailed it, and we're going to do that one here in just a minute. But I like the Stamparatus because I can take the piece out of which I cut my circle, my wheel, if you would like, and put it in here. I've got a whole bunch of wheels made, and I can just slip them in here. Now, the one thing I do want you to notice is, remember I said those spokes are there? I can see them. I don't know if you can see them or not. If I can get the light on them just right for you to see them. But if I line that spoke up with my two little marks on either side of that spoke, it is exactly the same as every other wheel. And then I can use my Stamparatus to stamp those. Now, here's something else to note on this. I have the Stamparatus set up to use the clear stamps, or the photopolymer. I couldn't think of the word. Photopolymer stamps. But I can also use the red rubber. And you're going, wait a minute, Patricia. It's set up one way for red rubber. Remember, the red rubber has a cushion on it. Okay? And you'll notice I've marked the edges of where my the current setup for my stamp is, because if I'm going to use two different types of stamps in here, I need to use one that does not have the foam padding and one that does. And so here's how I do it. I take the foam padding out. I'm going to stamp my red rubber stamp and give it a press. Then, this is why let me clean that first before I get it off so I don't get glue all over, or stamp all, ink, my goodness, one of those words, you know. Okay, so I'm going to clean that off, take it out. Now I'm going to stamp up my other two. Don't worry about this, although I will clean it off. And stamp again. Notice they were partially there. Whoops. I didn't do very well on that one, did I? Let's try that again. That's the nice thing about using my Stamparatus. There we go. All right. Now I can pull this out and it's ready to go. Now, I want to do another. And this one, oh, I do want to leave the pad out because they are red rubber. Both of them are red rubber. And one of the things I love about the Stamparatus is that it has two different plates with it. I really wish Stampin' Up! Would come out with another, or that you could buy extra plates. But at the moment, it's not there. Now, here's what I've done with this one. I've used both sides because I can take this out, flip it over, and do it again. Because unlike here, where the stamps are small enough that they will all three fit on there, on here, they're a little too big. Okay? If I tried to put these on here, you see how they overlap. I couldn't do that. And so at least not and do multiples. So here's what I did. I took my wheel. Again, I matched up that spoke. There we go. Put it in there. I'm all good. And then I have a little template. Well, that little template matches those spokes. And so I can put that on there. I'm going to turn it the other way first. There we go. And I did this one in Memento Tuxedo Black. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Just because. And stamp. Okay. There we go. Take it up. Move it around to the next. Actually, yes, I need it on one of these. Let me see which one it is. Got to turn it around. Get it back in there. Actually, I don't need it on either one of those. So I just needed it on that one. I'm going to ink it up. By the way, I usually like to, I don't remember if I said that this is the Snailed It set, but I like to put a stamp set underneath of there so that I can get firm pressure to push my ink on. And then I'm going to stamp that. And now I have another centerpiece. Okay, very easy to do. I could do 100 of these without a problem at all. It's so awesome to use your Stamparatus. All right, I'm going to set that aside for now. Come back to my front, and I've got my wheel, and I am going to, what I want to do is match these up. I'm just putting my take a pick tool and putting this in here and rolling it. I want to roll the, there we go. I don't want it to move. And just make sure, oh yeah, everything looks good. So I'm ready to assemble. So I definitely do not want any glue on the front of this. Matter of fact, I don't want any glue on the back of this. This is a free floating piece. However, what you might want to do is take the circle that punched out here. I don't even, where is that circle? Who knows? I'll go ahead and use the one I already had out. The reason I wanted to use the other circle, though, was because, oh, here it is. It is already double. I have put, no, this is not the one. I did double this one. No, I didn't. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. But does not even matter, really. Just sort of get close to the middle and poke yourself a center in that. Okay. Then take your brads. Now, I have my brads on order and they should get here today. I just happen to have these available. So these are not Stampin' Up! Brads, but you know, a brad's a brad. Okay. So you're going to put your wheel on the back. Put the brad through there. Take another piece, and it does not matter, just a piece. It really does not matter what you put under there. All you're doing is trying to give it a little bit of space. So put it on there again, roll this through. Yep, everything's looking good. Okay, then you can on the back, pull those pieces out, and you do not want them tight. You want them kind of loose. You want to make sure that this can still scroll through. Okay? You know, you could even do this, except it's upside down, but you see what I'm saying? You could do it either direction. Okay? All right, so obviously this one is this way. All right, so then once you've got that on there, I suggest that you take some mini dimensionals and put those on that little centerpiece. And then, if you want, you can use adhesive foam sheets and you can cut them up any size you want. So just about here. And I am going to cut a strip. Now, you can either do this single or cut another strip the exact same size, put it on there and double it up. I think I'm going to go with a single strip, but it doesn't hurt to put a little bit more on there. And you can also so you're just going to put lots of pieces on here, not where your wheel is going to hit them. Test it, because if you have to, you might have to come in and cut that. Okay, and then I suggest another thing I was doing is just taking little border pieces and putting those around. Okay, all you want to do is cover up that edge. That one's a little too big. Okay. You want to give it elevation, but you don't want anything touching that center circle. All right. I'm going to put a little bit more. It's good use for all those center pieces. Now I could just take and cut a little strip for up here. Okay, and it's still moving, so I'm all good. I might need to put a little piece here, or just a dimensional itself or two. These are mini dimensionals, but you could use the regular ones. Okay, everything's good. Get those out of the way so I don't lose them. Have you ever lost all those things? That's why I made myself one of these little boxes to put everything in. Oh my goodness, is that a help? Of course, you have to make sure you don't put it on the table, and you do put it back in the box. All right, so we're going to go to this one again. We're going to take our base, and we're going to take all of these strips off. So you just keep taking them off. There we go. Lots of these on this one. I was a little overdoing it, but you know what? You live and learn, right? Oops. I did, oops, I already took that one off. Actually double up some of these right here around my centerpiece. I don't know, to be quite honest, if it's all that necessary, but I did. We'll see how it works when I get it on here, right? You can tell I had already tried this on the other side. Okay, let's see. Here we go. We're going to put it down. And you'll notice I had the dots in the middle. And yay! It twirls. So, it's a fun set. It's an awfully fun set. And I have done a number of these. Get all my little pieces. But everybody loves, not everybody, but a lot of people love these interactive type cards. So I used Turtle and Friends. I did the same thing there. Let's see. I decided this one would make a great set to use. Now, I decided that the bigger one was necessary for this because I want to be able to get most of these in there. But you can also, you brighten my path, enjoy today, explore, happy trails, put those on one, whatever it works. I like these template pieces because they allow me to actually look at the stamps. Dress to Impress, the shoe. I might put my opening on that side, in that direction, and put my lipstick on there. Maybe my perfume. You know, if I was going to go the other direction, I'd need that. But that Dress to Impress. Hey Chick. I love this stamp set. So, you know, and you can use the different shapes. Oh yeah, that one works. Here we go. Oh, I love it. Okay, so you take it and you explore what works for, oops, I've got a stamp set here open. I do need to close that. What works for that particular shape? You know, which one do I want? Thank you. I mean, you can just do so many. That would be your 3 openings, or your 3 stamps. Thank you, the big fish, and the swarm, or the, what do you call it? It's not a swarm, that's bees. I can't remember. You'd think I'm from Alaska, I'd remember all that, but no, I don't. A school of fish, there we go. Okay, now that one doesn't work very well with that. It might work for the hearts though. How cute is that? This is the cutest set, all for baby. And then, congratulate little hand. Thank you. I'm not sure. So there's one. And the teddy bear. And then, I may not want, so I could do hello, little one. Cut that in half or just stamp them separately, you know. Just a lot of sets. Check out the sets that you have, the stamp sets that you have, and see what works. Make yourself the little templates, and you could even call these templates, do not use, or something to that effect. You know, maybe even make the heart over here, or the, you know, maybe the third of a circle down here, or across the bottom, whatever it is, and then just play with it. It's an amazing set. So I hope you will give it a try. Down below, if you would like this video, if you have enjoyed it, below that is the subscribe button. It is in red. If you have not subscribed, I would love it if you would do that. And then right next to that subscribe button is a bell. If you would ring that bell, I would love that. That will give you notifications anytime I have new videos that are posted. And leave a comment, like, subscribe. Have a great day. Enjoy your evening or afternoon or morning wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one.